YouTube, what's happening? It is Monday, September 23rd, and you can see we have a slam-packed schedule of 4 total games today. So we're going to talk about the 4 games, but first we're going to jump into the standings a little bit. We're going to look at these because we have to. It's the last week of the season. We literally have 6 days until the regular season is over and playoffs begin, and it's almost becoming set in stone who's going to be there. You can see the divisions. Nobody got eliminated yesterday, which is kind of surprising. I don't think anybody did anyways. And I'm not sure if anybody actually locked up the division, but looking at the wild card, which is what we care about mostly now, the top 3 for American and top 3 for National get in there. In National, it's just Atlanta fighting. They're the last one to be eliminated. They have 2 games behind Arizona and New York, and San Diego's 3 games up on them. So San Diego's going to be in the playoffs. The other ones, yeah, Atlanta's fighting, so then they have 6 days to do it. The AL, though, is a little different. Tampa and Boston are both 4 games back. They're probably going to be eliminated probably by tomorrow, I'm guessing, if I had to guess. Seattle, Minnesota are fighting for 4th and 5th because the top 3 are making it. So there's a lot of teams still alive, but they'll be gone here in a few days. So looking back at the schedule, this is going to be quick. We got 4 games. Yesterday, I played 1 total, the under in the Pittsburgh-Cincy game, and it hit because it was beautiful. Other than that, the money lines were absolutely madness. Multiple big game leads just choked away. What? I told you yesterday in the video, this week is going to be absolutely madness, and that's what it's already starting off as. So, because we're going to have teams trying extra hard to make the playoffs, teams trying extra hard to make sure their rival doesn't make the playoff or whoever they're playing against, teams that just don't care, players are ready for a vacation, young players trying to get re-signed, players trying to hit performance goals so they can get bonuses on their contract. There's a whole bunch of random things happening right now where you don't know who's trying and who's not trying. So it's that week before vacation where it's like, okay, who's really going hard and who's not. So makes it really fun. The smart thing is to leave this week alone, but we ain't doing that. We're a little degenerate around here. Hey, there's a game, we're going to bet it. So that's what we're going to do. So take a little sip of the liquid. A little more coffee. It's the second coffee for the day, by the way. Let's jump into the first game. We're just going to go right into it. So we have Chicago, we got Philly, we got Nate Pearson, and we got Aaron Nola. We're going to slide these over here to this screen. We can look at them. There we go. First off, we can see on the outlier, get you a link in the description, free week. Love that. Chicago, Philly. Philly is a pretty decent favorite. Total is 8. Let's look over at the stats. We can see what they've done. Philly's lost 2 now. Chicago's lost 1. Philly's in the playoffs. Chicago was not. So that should matter, but no, not always. So Chicago's offense is kind of stalled out. Well, I mean, they just got, except for yesterday where they got 5 runs and batted 250. Let's look over at the pitchers. I said we have Nola going out there. You can see what Nola's done in his recent games. He's been fairly good. Outside of this game was terrible, and this game was but the rest were good. And then Nate Pearson is pitching. He is a reliever. He's a bullpen dude, and so it's a bullpen game for the Cubbies. So has Philly locked up the actual division? It's a question I want to know. Standing. So was it ZX? You want to X next to your name? Z. They have not locked up the East yet. They're about to. So I today am liking Philly on the money line. So Philly money line for sure. Type this on my list. PHIML. To beat the Cubs because it's a bullpen game for the Cubs. Nola's a pretty good pitcher. The stats are, the stats are stats right now. There they are. So I just think Philly's going to lock it up tonight. I think if they win, and I think if they just win, they lock it up. I could be wrong though, but yeah. So yeah, we'll take that in the first one. Let's go back to the schedule. So we're going to take Philly. We're not going to take a total. I'm not feeling that. Now with a bullpen game for the Cubs. No shot. Let's bounce back to the schedule. We have Boston and Toronto. We got Tanner Houck and Chris Bassett. We slide them over to a new window so it formats correctly. There we go. Let's look at the props. Go back. Let's look at the odds. We have Toronto is a slight. It's a pick'em. This is a pick'em. Boston just got Toronto got swept by the Tampa Bay Rays. Crazy. Total is currently sitting at 8. Let's look over at the stats so we can see stats. Toronto somehow, you let Tampa shut your offense down. How? I don't know. One game finished 1-0. So, Boston, have they clinched? No, wait, Boston's about to get eliminated. That's right. Boston is struggling there. They got to win. It's a win. It's a win or go home situation, pretty much, because you're 4 games out of the wild card, and yeah, you're fighting. So, I think Boston's going to try. Boston should try. So, I'm going to take Boston on the money line on this one. Let's look at pictures. That might help. Let's look at some pictures. We have Tanner Houck going out there. We can see what he has done. He has been fairly good, except for this game against Arizona. And then Chris Bass is going out there. He's been pretty good too. But Toronto's eliminated. I believe. Let's look at the standings again real quick, just to make sure we see the right things. Boston's up. I guess they're tied, but they're ahead of Tampa in the actual standings. But in wild card on ESPN, they're showing that they're behind Tampa, but they're the same. They're both 78-78 with a 4 games back. So, and Toronto's been eliminated. So, okay. Yeah, I think Boston should try. I'm going based on what they should be doing this week. So, Boston should win because they should be trying to win. So, in Toronto, unless they're just trying to ruin Boston's chances, which could easily be a thing. But I'm going to go with Boston the money line on that one too. Let's go back over to the schedule. Bang. And let's look. We got Seattle, Houston up next. Let's come down here to the outlier. Let's look and see what we have. We have Houston's a slight favorite at 132. 7.5 is the total. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, let's go stats. Stats. Game 3 is Seattle, Houston. Loaded up. Houston's offense has just been, well, I guess Seattle's offense has been cranking too. They've both been doing good. Even though they're both on a 1-game losing streak. You scored 8 runs and lost. You scored 5 runs and lost. The total 7.5. I'm leaning over. Houston, go back to the standings here. We can see Houston's already, well, they haven't locked it up yet, have they? No, they haven't locked. They haven't locked the playoffs yet. But I mean, they have a 99.8% chance to be in the playoffs. I think they're going to make it. I think they're good. I think hell, if they win this game against Seattle, they're going to win the division because they're going to be 6 games up with only 5 days left. So yeah, let's look at pitchers. The pitchers for this game are Bryce Miller and Hunter. Oh, it's Hunter Brown. Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, Seattle. Unless you beat Hunter Brown, you ain't. So. We can get rid of Tanner. We can get rid of Bassett. Let's start with Hunter Brown. Game log. See what he's done. Hunter Brown's been good outside of this one game against Oakland. Random Oakland bad game. And then Bryce Miller. You can see what Bryce Miller's up to. Good stuff. I mean, damn, his numbers actually really good. Where did this come from? You've just been beasting the whole time. Who have you faced? Mets, Detroit, Dodgers, Tampa, Texas. Yeah. None of these offense, maybe the Mets, but I think they were kind of bad here. I'm still going to rock with Houston on my own. I think Houston locks it up today, and they'll be popping bottles in the locker room tonight. So we'll take Houston. I know Miller's been good, but Hunter Brown's good too. So yeah, I'll rock with Houston. And no, I'm not going to take that over. I don't like the over. Yeah, we'll go with Houston. Let's go with that last game. We'll see. Last game is going to be go back. San Fran and Arizona. That's going to be Hayden Birdsong and Eduardo Rodriguez. Going to slide the pitchers over. Open up the stats. Let's see. What do we have? We have Arizona's heavily favored, moderate to heavy. 9 is the total. Let's look at the stats in this bad boy. San Fran's 1-3 for no reason at all. Arizona's offense is still doing Arizona offense things, so that helps. Let's look at the pitchers. Eduardo's going out there. Eduardo has been serviceable, not bad, but not amazing either. He's just been average, not too bad. Hunter Brown, we're done with you. Go away. Bryce Miller, we're done. Now we want Hayden Birdsong. Birdsong has been, I mean, he's been shown he can get blown up. The last few games have been good, but he faced Arizona, went 3 innings, 5 walks. How'd you do against? You didn't face San Fran here. Okay. For this one, let's look at the schedule, see if this has any playoff implications at all. Standings, it should, I believe. Arizona's still fighting. I mean, they're close. They're about to get. The Dodgers have already. Nope, Dodgers have locked up playoffs, but they have not locked up the West, but they're probably about to here soon. Well, maybe not to put the Padres. Let's see. Let's look at the wild card. Arizona's fighting. They're in the third spot of the wild card ahead of the Braves by 2, so they're going to be playing hard. So, all right. So we're going to go Arizona. Money line. That's going to be the 4 money lines for this one because I think Arizona's going to keep trying. So, yeah. San Fran stats don't impress me. Arizona's obviously impressed me. So those are the 4 plays. We're not going to do any totals or anything. We're going to keep it really simple today. Really simple. We have 4 plays: Philly, Boston, Houston, Arizona. Now I'm going to put them in. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to split them in two game parlays, MLP 1 and MLP 2. That way we can have 2 plays, not just 1. So let's see. Who do we want to group? Let's group them up. Let's look at some odds. Go back to the props. Who's favored by what? Phillies are 178. Boston's plus 100. Houston's 132. I'm going to put Arizona and Philly together because I think those 2 are the safer ones. Arizona plus Philly. And I'm going to put Boston and Houston together because those are the iffier of the 2. So MLP 1, Boston to Houston, that's the iffy one. And MLP 2 is going to be Arizona and Philly. That's the safer one. Obviously, those 2 together might not even equal plus 100, but guess what? Don't care. It's that type of, it's 4 games. What are we going to do? So those are the plays. I appreciate you watching. We have, I believe we're back to a full slate of games tomorrow, aren't we? Oh yeah, look at all these beautiful games tomorrow we get to bet on. So, yep, there we go. We'll see you tomorrow for more baseball. Appreciate you being here. Drop a like, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow.